Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Mai, and today's video is going to be this lover's cabin that I have built in the world of Granite Falls, which is the world that came with our very first game pack, Outdoor Retreat. And I was actually inspired by that new romantic blanket in our new expansion pack that kind of looks like a bear. And I thought it would be really cool to make a cabin and, I don't know, kind of combine our very first expansion pack with our most recent expansion pack, or I guess, sorry, our very first game pack and our most recent expansion pack, and make this lover's cabin. I also felt that it was very fitting to end summer this way, and I don't know, I just wanted to make the most perfect romantic getaway to, I don't know, just use up all of the new items and feel a little bit nostalgic too, because I am quite the veteran Sims player, and I remember when Outdoor Retreat first came out, I remember feeling so excited. I remember begging my parents to get it for me and being like, oh my god, this is our very first DLC for, you know, Sims 4, which was still a fairly new game. And yeah, I don't know, it was kind of nice. I probably haven't built in this world or used a lot of these items in a really long time, so it was just fun to do. But our shell has been fairly simple. I just kind of made this big square, added a couple of or not even a couple, I just added a few accents like those porches and that little sticky outy bit over to our right. And I also worked on the floor plan. It was super simple. And now we are going to be placing some of the windows and our front door. And that little kind of front bit off to the side, I decided to make a kind of laundry storage room. And I actually do something really cool with one of the new doors that came with Lovestruck, and you're going to see that in a little bit. But here is where I wanted to make the kitchen. So I kind of placed the windows in that kind of odd area, but I don't know if you've seen a lot of cabins, but I find that cabins always have some very interesting, I don't know, window and door placements. I don't know, especially I kind of wanted this to have, you know, kind of like a very handmade look. So I wanted it to feel very rustic and a little bit odd, not super odd. I still wanted it to look nice and make sense, but I don't know, it just felt kind of fun to not make it look super perfect. And I just used a lot of base game windows. I used some windows from Horse Ranch, and I really love those doors that I used in the back, which are from the new Lovestruck expansion pack, and I think that they look so nice. And they're single doors, but I've just placed them right next to, one next to another. I placed them right next to each other, just using the Alt key, just slid them closer together so that they look like one double door. And I also made sure to place a lot of fireplaces because obviously a cabin would not be complete without them. And here we are just kind of working on our entryway. I really like this little separation that I made using the Horse Ranch columns and spandrels just to kind of separate the entryway from the hallway that leads us to the bathroom and the bedroom. And I really wanted to use this Outdoor Retreat mirror, and it was just kind of hanging a little bit low. I don't know why they hang so low sometimes, but yeah, I just deleted the wall in the back and I placed it using the Control 9 cheat key. And yeah, just kept it really simple. This hallway table is from just base game, so yeah, kept it chill. I also really wanted to use these kind of granny, not granny, but yeah, a little bit kind of granny curtains. I wanted this one to feel really old and yeah, just a little bit dated. And here we are working on the kitchen. See, this is the layout that I had in mind even when I kind of added the sticky outy bit. If anybody knows, is it kind of like an alcove? I don't know what the word would be for this. I'm gonna keep saying sticky outy bit, but it's definitely not the correct term. And I used this stove from base game, which I really like that it has the logs underneath it, and just this fridge from Cottage Living, which I also thought was really cute, and I don't really use it too often, but it did feel really perfect here. And now I'm just kind of looking through the clutter menu, trying to find items that I want to place around the kitchen. And while I was looking for those, I also found a lot of other items that I just wanted to place around the rest of the house. But above the fridge here, since there's kind of that weird gap between the cabinet and the fridge, I kind of cluttered up the top of the fridge so that it looks a little bit more on purpose, using that casserole dish and those pots. I don't really know where those pots came from. They might be Outdoor Retreat. And yeah, just adding some more kind of rustic looking items, kind of dated looking items, just trying to find the right angle. And yeah, it was a lot of fun to do, a lot of fun to like clutter this up. I don't think I overly cluttered it. It is still technically a vacation rental because Granite Falls is a vacation world, although obviously you could place this anywhere. I think that the like size of the lot is like 30 by 20, so pretty universal. You could place it anywhere. Maybe it would look really nice in Copperdale, which was the world that came with high school years. So yeah, there's options. You don't have to place it in Granite Falls, especially if you don't have outdoor retreat, which I feel like most people don't anymore, especially like newer Sims players. It's not the kind of game, I don't know, it's not the DLC that you're most likely going to get. It's a little lacking. I've been waiting for the revamp for a while. But anyways, we've moved on to the living room here, and this was the one thing that I had in mind that I just knew that I wanted, and I'm honestly just so obsessed with how it turned out. I think that the rug looks great, which I mean, technically it's like not supposed to be a rug, it's supposed to be a blanket, but it looks so good, and I did place some other tables around so it's not super obvious that there's no coffee table. And yeah, just using that horse ranch couch with the new Lovestruck love seat. And since I really wanted, like, I don't know, it felt like it needed to wrap around a little, I also added that little ottoman like at the end of it just to, I don't know, extend that green color and I don't know, make the room feel a little bit more cozy, a little bit more closed off. And here I struggled with this blank wall that we have behind the love seat. Here I got a little bit distracted. But yeah, I was kind of struggling with this wall. It's very large, it's very, I don't know, it needed something, and I couldn't really figure out the right gallery wall to place here, or like the right gallery wall orientation stuff. But yeah, I definitely struggled with it for a while. I really wanted to use this little heart-shaped wall decoration, which is actually from Outdoor Retreat, and I don't really use it too often, but I did decide to place it on the fireplace instead of on this wall, and I do like the way that this turns out. But yeah, I definitely struggled with this. I do end up using both of these, this like Portrait of Marriage, I think it's called, with this square flower portrait thing, I don't know, painting. But yeah, I thought maybe, ooh, I'll give it a cool wallpaper and then it wouldn't be too obvious. But yeah, I was just really struggling here. I tried to place some plants, but I do end up actually just placing a shelf. And after struggling for a very long time to find a bookshelf that worked here, I ended up going with a shelf that came with, I want to say, the Crystal Creations kit. That you can kind of just place whatever you want inside. And I actually filled it with some like nectar bottle clutter items that came with like the Cozy Bistro kit or something, so that it kind of looks like a little wine closet. And I like that idea. And yeah, just placing some other little cozy items around. Also this cool new vase that we got with the new expansion pack that I really like. It kind of has those like daisies on it. And I also decided to place a little counter, a little island counter, just to yeah, fill in that space. I also in my head thought about placing a hallway table, but the island looked okay, so I didn't play with it too much. And now we're going to be working on this dining area. I just used the table from, I want to say, I think that's the one from Jungle Adventure, and the chairs are from Horse Ranch. I decided to go with the animal print, which I don't know, it's not my favorite like personally, but I did feel that it looked pretty good in here. I don't know, it has that cabin vibe a little bit. And of course, one of my favorite things to do is that whenever there's kind of like a back of the couch that's a little bit blank, I really like placing these TV tables because they just create like this perfect kind of, I don't know, separation, and they're like the right height, and I don't know, they don't take up too much space. I mean, I would probably want to place like a hallway table, but the hallway tables are too tall. So yeah, the TV tables are just a great thing to place behind couches when they're not like against a wall. Even if they were against the wall, I feel like, I don't know, if there's a weird gap behind the couch, you could also place it there. But yeah, it's my favorite little thing. And in here, we are going to be making our storage slash laundry room. And yeah, I didn't really know how, like I didn't really think about doing a laundry room in here at first. I was just gonna make it kind of like a mudroom area, and I really like that, like, oh my god, door. I forgot the word for door. I really liked that door from Lovestruck to enter this room. It just, I don't know, it felt really fun, kind of like you need to lock it to keep the bears out or something. Not that there are bears in The Sims, but that would be a cool addition. We do have foxes, so having bears would be kind of fun. But yeah, I just end up turning this into a laundry room instead. I place that sink and I place all of the, the washer dryer stuff and this little shelf above the sink too, just to extend that shelf, or is it? Yeah, a little shelf, to extend the shelf and I don't know, just add some more storage since it is kind of supposed to be a storage room. But I also place these towels, which there's kind of like a river that runs behind the property. So I kind of imagined that they they have like their swimming towels over there. And yeah, they just kind of come in, leave their towels, their shoes, and whatever, go back inside. And that way they just like don't bring in all of that dirt and stuff, all the mud that they definitely would track in. But we're working on our bedroom now, and I use this bed that is from Outdoor Retreat with this really cute gray plaid. I really like it. It kind of lightens up the room a little bit. And yeah, just place these curtains. That window is like so awkwardly placed, but I tried not to let it bother me too much. And I really love this little chest that I placed at the foot of the bed. And I kind of love that this costume trunk that came with Lovestruck matches that like trunk perfectly, because then it's like, oh, it's one of the pieces that was like on top of it or something. And, they have it open for whatever it is that they use that trunk for. I actually don't really know too much about what to use that trunk for because I haven't really played with the gameplay in this pack yet. I was going to the other day and then I forgot. Yeah, like I fully forgot. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and then I started doing something else and it slipped my mind. But yeah, just above the bed, I'm placing a shelf here. I felt like that was an interesting way to maybe make the window look a little bit less awkward. I felt like adding that bouquet at the end, or that vase at the end, kind of helped even out like I don't really know, just like the different levels in that area. But I also really love those end tables that I used that are from Growing Together. But yeah, there's just something about them, I don't know, because like they're logs and stuff, but they're a little bit more modern because they have kind of the epoxy, or I don't really know what would be used for that. But yeah, it looks really cool and adds a little bit of like a water kind of fluidity to it. And right here next to the doors, I placed these portraits from Base Game that look so cool. I felt like maybe they were like the cabin's original owners or something. And above the fireplace here, I did place another Base Game item, which is just this like landscape. And here's where I didn't really, there was this kind of extra space next to the flower painting, and I was trying to figure out what to place there. Later I do end up putting back that like portrait of marriage, but yeah, there's just a lot of art pieces around, which I really like. Since the walls are all just kind of like this like brown log stuff, then it just like, I don't know, it needed a little bit more life with the art. And we are working on the bathroom. I really love the way the bathroom turns out. I placed a bathtub, I placed a shower, and I do end up placing obviously a sink and a toilet and like a cabinet and everything, and it looks really nice. Right now we're in a bit of an awkward stage, but don't worry, this is where we kind of start to finalize it, and it ends up looking really cute. I also add a lot of really nice decorations and clutter items. I also add, I think, some robes just hanging on the wall, and this room just ends up feeling really cozy and cute, and I don't know, maybe a little bit romantic. I think I do place some candles, so yeah, this is the lover's cabin, so you're gonna want the romance. And a little fluffy rug. And here I just place some shelves. These ones from the Cozy Bistro kit, which I just really like these. I like a lot of items from the Cozy Bistro kit, but these shelves have just been so fitting in so many different builds already, which is like so shocking, like a lot of different styles. So yeah, they're just very versatile. And here on the top shelf is where I end up placing the candles, and I also place a lot of those clutter items on the edge of the bathtub, which I don't do too often, so I think that just added also a nice little kind of romantic element, just having the flowers there. And here is where I find the candles that I want to use, and I also use just those little containers that I think are from Cottage Living. I don't know what they have inside, but they look cute and they kind of match the candle placements. And we are going to be working now on the outside and the landscaping, which was pretty fun to do. Obviously we're in the middle of the forest, so I had to use a lot of pine trees, and evergreens and stuff, and I don't know, they just look amazing. I placed a lot of wildflowers, which looks so cute. It all came out like very colorful, very full of life, and I think that it fits pretty nicely in the world. I'd love to know what you guys think. But yeah, I really like it, and it kind of makes me want to, like, I don't know, this makes me want to start with some gameplay and actually like go on vacation here, because I don't know, it's just really cute, and I really haven't like built like this in a long time, like a very like woodsy build. I feel like I've done it before, maybe when I made like that little like train bistro, it was kind of in the woods because it was in Moonwood Mill. I think, is that the one from Werewolves, Moonwood Mill? But yeah, this was a lot of fun to do. And working on a little bit of the terrain paint. I wasn't really sure what activities to place here yet, and I really wanted to kind of get the bulk of the landscaping done before I started placing the activities, because I felt like the landscaping was really going to help define what areas were going to be good for what thing. And I placed a little fireplace out here, which I guess in the future, if they want to bring their kids here and tell them the story about like when they first fell in love, or like this was their first vacation or whatever, then that would be kind of cute to have that little fireplace and tell that story. And the porch I added, or on the porch I added some planters, which for the screenshots I just placed some like regular landscaping bushes, but I highly recommend that if you were to download this, you could just remove those and actually like plant your own things. And yeah, just adding some more landscaping around just to make it feel as like full of life as possible, and you know, as part of this world as possible. I mean, I was honestly a little bit worried that I was gonna make the landscaping like too minimal and then it was just gonna look kind of wacky, but in the rest of the world it's not like super packed with trees, so I felt a little bit okay. But I added this little path here towards the telescope and towards our little bonfire area. And in post-production, I also add a picnic table. I don't know why I forgot to do that while I was building. And of course, some outdoor lights, which I feel like sometimes I forget a little bit, but thankfully I remembered. And oh yeah, of course, we are going to be adding a chimney. I really didn't know what kind of chimney I wanted to place. I don't know why I struggled with it so much. I think it's just, I don't know, there wasn't like one exact chimney that looked right on the roof for this build. So I don't know, I did the best that I could. And of course, ceiling paint, very important. But here we are at the screenshots. Now we are going to see all of the little additions that I added in post-production. And I gotta say, I really, really like this build. It looks super nice. It looks so perfect for summer and, you know, for falling in love. Who doesn't like a nice camping trip full of bugs and being cold and, you know, cuddling up in front of that fireplace? And I really like those rocking chairs that I added just to, I don't know, look out onto the campsite. But here we have our little laundry room, very minimal, simple. And here in the entryway, I actually added that little open notebook. I imagined that it was like a guest book, so people could like write down their experiences staying here, which I thought was a nice little detail to add. And I also cluttered up that little TV stand. I also placed a record player on there, which looks really nice. And here we have our living room. There you can see that record player that I added, which is always, I don't know, I think that's probably my favorite, most commonly used stereo. There's just something about it that just always fits the vibe. But here we have our kitchen. I added that little veggie plate that came with the new expansion pack too. And here we have our living room, the star of the show. I really love how it turned out. I think that it, you know, it perfectly captured my vision, so I'm content. And here we have our very romantic and cozy bathroom. I do really like this bathroom. I feel like I'm not usually like, oh, someone would be like, oh, the bathroom's amazing. But no, there's just something about this one that is so cute and perfect. And here we have our bedroom. I did add some alarm clocks and I added that little stack of towels as well. Yeah, just to also bring in a little bit more of that realism. And I also cluttered up those shelves that I had placed above that costume trunk. But yeah, this room is really cozy. I really like the fireplace too. I think that it looks really nice. And here we have our back porch. There you can see just those landscaping daisies that I placed. But wow, we are almost done the build now. This is the last space that we're going to see. But I can't wait to hear what you guys think. I hope that you enjoyed this build as much as I did. Bye buds, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. comment, and share with your friends. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye!